body till it's turn me on, love, baby, don't you cut me out. Turn me on, love, baby, don't you cut me out.
Thank you very much, Jermaine. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Victor Kuredam. I'm the president of Seaview Poetry Society, an organization set aside to organize poetry events to raise funds for charity causes in the society. Before I go further to talk about what we do and what we're going to do here today, I want to ask you one question, and please don't lie to me. Are you guys ready to have a good time?
Hell yeah!
Not good enough. Are you guys ready to have a good time? No. Well, we'll get back to that. But before I continue, I'd like to introduce my co-host. He's a really funny guy. He goes by the name Harris Khan. Please give it up for Harris Khan.
Take my order, push your body like a carry-out. Let me walk into your body till you hear me out. Turn me on, love, baby, don't you cut me out.
Hello.
So tell us, Harris, how is it going to be?
It's going to be pretty good. Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
How about now?
Yes.
Okay, great. Cool.
Well, Harris Khan has been involved in a lot of charity causes in society. I'll let him talk about what he's done. Just briefly, 1 minute, just
Sure.
tell them who you are.
Okay, before I said, I'll introduce how I met Victor. Once upon a time, he sent me an email that he has $1 million to give away. And he needed $50. I was like, oh, sure, yeah. Well, my name is Harris Khan, and just Google me. Hey, let's, can you tell us something about yourself, Victor?
Well, in case you weren't listening, I said my name is Victor Kuredam, and I'm the president of Seaview Poetry Society. And we've been organizing events like this. Actually, this was the very room where we had our very first poetry recital, and we had the president of the university come here and inaugurate it. That was in 2010. Ever since, we've been organizing poetry events. In 2011, during the Japanese earthquake, we raised over $7,000 and we sent it through the Canadian Red Cross. Now with all this achievement, with all these things we've been doing, bear in mind, we are doing this using poetry as a tool. When I said Seaview, most people ask, why Seaview? You're in Saskatchewan. There is no sea here.
We got Regina Beach.
Oh. It's more like Regina Lake. The wave was just this high, like it's just chill. But anyways, I'm sorry, but I just have to say it. But anyways, I picked the name Seaview is because when you imagine the sea, right? In the evening during sunset, how the clouds intersect at the horizon, and that beauty is what we see when we recite poetry. And we're going to do that when we donate with your donations. I'm going to talk about that. If you look on top of the table, you see candies and little envelopes. Make a donation. We are doing this for the Regina Food Bank. And Harris Khan, can you shed more light on that?
Okay, so this event was organized in less than 2 weeks. I got a text message one night, and Victor sent me a text message, hey buddy, we should do a show together. And it was like around 1 in the morning, so I was like, yeah, let me sleep, then we'll talk tomorrow. So I don't know what made him to do a show in the middle of the night.
Yeah, no.
And then we met a bunch of times, and then there you go. So thank you very much for coming. So give it a round of applause for yourself, guys.
Yourself for coming, guys. So now that we've gotten the huge elephant out of the room, are you guys ready to have a good time? Oh, it's like you forgot what I started with. Are you ready to have a good time? Come on, you can do better. Are you ready to have a good time? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So, in the next 2 minutes, we're going to introduce the very first poet to come up here and start the show with poetry. And speaking of poetry, do you want to hear one right now? No one is excited. Okay, I won't do it. Do you want to hear one right now? Okay, this one is entitled Be Inspired. No, I said ink-spired. There's a K in between the N and the S. This is a word I put together, when you write, the ink from the pen ushers in the inspiration. So I like, you know what? let's come up with the word inspired. So he started being inspired. Be inspired in order to aspire, because it's not the satires where actors you hire, and when you're done you fire. Even those in the level of sapphires, their salaries you cease to wire. Even with all the knowledge they've acquired, doing all that is required. In fact, they weren't tired. Outstanding qualities you admired, wore like a gorgeous attire. Many will see and so desire to have a thing so surefire. I'll continue sometime during the show. So let's give it up